Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Soccer Showdown. Jersey Joe Archino, joined, as always, by our resident soccer expert, Mr. Michael Holzer. Very excited to be back on the air. There's been a lot of news that is broken since we last talked. You know, we've got our weekly New York City FC segment, but we're kind of going to lump that all into this one segment because Bayern Munich is playing right now, and Michael wants to get over to the computer and watch the second half, and I'm not the man who wants to get in his way. But let's start it off right now, just kind of talking about what we have going on with La Liga. Obviously, right now, it seems like over Easter, Real Madrid kind of had the awakening that they had been waiting for with a 9-1 win. Ronaldo with 5 goals. Now, here's the interesting thing. Barcelona wins, but it's a subtle win, a 1-0 win, still keeping in control of La Liga with a 4-point lead over Real Madrid. Michael, I'm going to leap the question to you. Did the 9-1 win for Real Madrid kind of show you something? Are they waking up? Is Barcelona in a little bit of trouble?
No, I think Barcelona is not in trouble. Real Madrid had a very good game. They won 9-1. Ronaldo had 5 goals. That was very impressive. I felt like they were a little bit frustrated about their performances and the results in the last weeks. So I think the result was very good for their self-confidence. And Barcelona, yes, they won again, 1-0. It doesn't matter if 9-1 or 1-0. You only can get 3 points from a soccer game. So both did their job.
They did, and right now Barcelona is atop Almeria 2-0. Messi scored in the 32nd minute. Luis Suarez scored in the 55th minute. So Barcelona looks like they're only going to go from here, and then Real Madrid is also playing Rayo Valencia later today. So both of the La Liga giants playing. One of the interesting stats I saw this weekend, Michael, was Ronaldo has scored more goals than 14 of the teams in La Liga. And I think for a lot of people that kind of just boggles your mind. The fact that one player, and he is a supremely talented player, has more goals than 14 teams in the league. There are 20 clubs in La Liga. 14 of them he's scored more than. Does that kind of show you more, Michael, about how good he is? Or is that kind of a symbol of La Liga, the diversity, and there's not that. There's only really a couple clubs who are truly at the top.
It just says, in my opinion, that Ronaldo is just an incredible good player. In my opinion, he's one of the best players he's ever played in soccer. Like, Messi and Ronaldo are just incredible players. I would say they're on the same level like Pelé or Maradona. He always can score goals. He's so dangerous. And you know he's not playing against, like, amateur teams or against defenders who are bad. He plays against defenders who are professional defenders. They are professional soccer players, and he always scores. It's unbelievable. Ronaldo and Messi are both, I think, one of the best players who has ever played on a soccer field.
They most certainly are, and I kind of always equated to the the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird rivalry in the NBA. The funny thing with Pele and Maradona was the two of them played in different eras, but right now the two of these giants are in the same era. They're compared every twist and turn because they do, and we can because of they playing in the same era. And it's just great to be a football fan because you get the best of the best.
I would just love to see them both playing together, but I don't think that will ever happen.
Yeah.
Ronaldo and Messi playing in the same team, I think that would be unfair for everyone.
What do you make of? Obviously, there's always a little bit of talk that Ronaldo doesn't like Messi, and do you think any of that stuff is actually true, or it's just all media speculation?
I just think they don't know each other so much. I think I've never played in the same team. I don't think they hang out in their private time. I just think they're just both competitive soccer players. Everyone wants to be the best. Of course, you don't admire the other player who you're always going against. But I think maybe if they play in the same team, they could be possibly friends.
You think they respect each other?
Yeah, I think they both respect each other. Maybe Messi respects Ronaldo a little bit more than Ronaldo respects Messi, but I still think there's a lot of respect.
Definitely, and especially from Ronaldo's son, which is one of the cool things. Ronaldo's son seems to always enjoy the YouTube highlights of Messi, and we all know there is quite a lot of them to watch. But let's kind of jump a little bit into another interesting story this week. Obviously, if you've listened to the show for a while, you know how big of a Manchester City fan I am. So, Michael, unfortunately, I've had a little bit of a tough run. Manchester City dropping to 4th place in the English Premier League. It has not been a very good time right now. But But Vincent Kompany, the captain for Manchester City, kind of talking to the media ahead of their derby this weekend against Manchester United. They did beat United 1-0 earlier in the season, saying that he thinks it's a good time to play them, especially with the bad form that they've had. He kind of made the point that it doesn't really matter in a derby when you get to an atmosphere this intense in a game that means this much. Even though there's a club who has been struggling, this is kind of the perfect game for them to wake up, to get back to their form. So, Michael, let me ask you, is Vincent Kompany's words true, or is Manchester City's form just in too bad of a spot right now?
Derbies are always like totally different games. Derbies are very, very intense, and there's a lot of tradition and a lot of reputation in the game. So a derby is always very difficult to play. I think Manchester United are now in the third place and Manchester City in the fourth place. So, of course, Manchester City has a lot of pressure right now because the other team from Manchester is now on top of them. So if they don't win that game, it's going to be a big problem for them. They have to beat Manchester United now, and that's like you said, that's the perfect game to wake up if they want to do big things still in the season.
And the thing is, we kind of all know now, there's no way that they're going to defend their title. They will not be the champions this year. But Vincent Kompany did say one thing, and he said he thinks that if they finish strong, they'll be able to carry that momentum into next season. Now, for me, when I think about it, I just think it's crazy talk. There's no way for that during that long enough stretch you could carry that momentum. But you're the player. You tell me, is it possible to finish off the season and carry that momentum into the next season?
I disagree a little bit with that statement because when I was a player, I always was focusing on that season, and then I always my mind was off soccer, like enjoying the break a little bit and then focusing on the next season. I don't think you can carry the strong performances from the end of the last season into the new season. I'm not like that. Maybe other players are like this, but I definitely wasn't.
No, we're agreed on that one. It just seems like it's too much of a long stretch there, but we will see. There's obviously major changes that are going to be coming to Manchester City. It seems like somebody has to be to blame for the fall that Manchester City has taken. I mean, it's just, I think you can be harsh, but then when you have losses to Burnley and you have losses to Stoke City and a loss to Crystal Palace when you clearly had the dominant possession for most of the game, I think there comes a point where somebody has to take the blame, and it's probably not going to be the players. Maybe I'm sure they're going to bring in some players this summer, but I think, is Manuel Pellegrini's time done?
I'm not sure about that, but like you said right now, I think they blame the defenders because they have been looking for defenders in Germany. They wanted to buy Mats Hummels. I'm not sure if you...
Yeah, I read a little bit about that.
And they want to buy him for 55 million, which I think is a little bit too high for a center back, because Vincent Kompany is a good center back. I just think the combination between the communication between the defense and the midfield is not that good, and they always struggle in this area between defense and midfield. So I'm not sure if another center back is the right solution to improve Manchester City's game. But like I said, they want to get their defense stronger, and then they want to spend a lot of money overseas.
And it'll be interesting to see what they happen, because right now, I mean, when you look at the rest of the English Premier League, a lot of these clubs are only going to get better. I mean, Manchester United seems like they've finally started to figure it out. Everybody's more comfortable in Louis van Gaal's system now. So the league is only going to get better. They did already challenge them significantly. We all know how good Chelsea is. They'll be the champs this year. There's going to be a lot more to talk about, but let's kind of shift to our New York City FC coverage. When we left off last week, really the one glaring thing that we wanted to talk about was David Villa's health. The New York City FC had a bye week after their loss to Kansas City. They'll be playing the Philadelphia Union next Thursday. Now, David Villa did put out a tweet. He said, happy to be back with the group, feeling very good. So it seems like they had some pictures of him practicing this week. It seems like his health won't be a problem. He'll be good to go for Thursday's matchup. But Michael, let me ask you, I mean, it's been a week, will there be a little bit of rust on him, or was this rest exactly what he needed?
I think maybe the rest was good for him. I think they really need him, and he needs to be playing on top like he always does for them. He was definitely missed in the last game, and they need him. I want to see him playing because a lot of people loved watching David Mia playing soccer. Especially his goal for New York City FC was very good and was very classy. So yeah, I want him to be back on the field, and yeah, he will definitely be needed on the field.
He will, and we kind of talked last week about it seemed like Coach Jason Kreis, the one thing he's had to be stressing to the club all week was all about finishing and starting on a really good note. We know how good this team can play down the stretch. They've shown that ability every single game so far. The one thing that they haven't been able to show us so far, though, is starting off on a good note. So, Michael, as a player from your experiences, as a coach, how does he do that? How does he kind of make that the focal point of the practices this week? How does he really stress that to the team and make that happen on the pitch?
Sorry, what did you just ask?
So, we know Jason Kreis really stressed that you have to start really games on a high note. They've shown they could really finish strong, but they haven't been able to start on a good note. How does he really push that to the players and make that happen on the pitch?
I mean, I think it starts with the warm-up. If you're not focused on the warm-up, you're not going to be focused in the first half. Maybe the players haven't been really focused in the warm-up, doing the right drills, like with the intensity and everything. But I'm not sure. Like, it's usually when the game starts, you should be able to play and you should be mentally focused and perform the best you can. But New York City has been very bad in the beginning of the first halves, and especially in the first half. So I'm not sure how he can improve.
It's going to be tough, but it will be very good to see. We'll definitely keep you updated when we were back on the air next week about what happens with New York City FC, because always, every week here, we've got our weekly New York City FC segment, so always be here for that. But right now, Bayern Munich, it is still at the half, 0-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. You've got it's just a terrific day for soccer right now. I mean, you've got Coppa Italia, Napoli and Lazio are both tied up 0-0. You have Real Madrid playing in a little bit. You have Barcelona was playing right now. There's significant matches happening right now. This weekend you got significant matches happening, like we just said, Manchester City and Manchester United. Before we end the show, Michael, how about a little prediction? You give me, who do you think wins the derby this weekend, Manchester City or Manchester United? Or is it a draw?
I think Manchester United is going to win. I'm sorry to say that.
It's okay.
I think
pains me in my heart a little bit.
They've been playing very good in the last games. I also think it's a little bit funny that Angel Di Maria and Falcao are only on the bench and only getting subbed in, and all the other players perform that good. And Manchester City, I think they're going to have a little bit more problems against Manchester United, and I think this time Manchester United is going to win.
I think I'm worried too. I mean, I think you've got to go with Manchester United here. I mean, I think it's either going to be a 1-1 draw or Manchester United will find that late goal and win. I just think when you look at the way things have gone for Manchester City, it hasn't been a problem of they've been just dominated by teams. The possessions have been good. They've dominated possessions in many cases. It's just been the unlucky goals, bad form in the midfield, a lot of things, and sometimes you can't really put your finger on that one, but I'm with you. I think right now Manchester United is just playing much better, and they should be the clear favorites for this game right now. But that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Soccer Showdown. Let's let Michael get over and watch Bayern Munich. Anything to say on the game, though, before we go?
Yeah, I mean, it's still 0-0. Bayern Munich has a lot of injuries. Ribéry can't play. Robben can't play. There's so many players who are injured. So I'm a little bit worried about that game because it's the German quarterfinal of the Cup. And yeah, Bayern Munich has to win all 3 titles this season, especially the German awards. So yeah, I hope they're going to win this game. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that they pull it out for Michael, but this is it for Jersey Joe and Michael Holzer. As always, stay tuned, and we'll be back same time, same place next week.